never know when to speak on key. Welcome back, everyone, to another tip-filled episode of Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast, where our tips runneth over and spill into your lap. Wins, that is. Those tips turn into wins. We hope. We got Matt IR Regan with us. Regan, how you doing?
Oh, just wonderful. Happy to be here and, excited for Halloween.
Yeah, that's coming up, man. It's October 28th, 2021 right now. Halloween's coming up. We got 5 days until the NFL trade deadline, so it's a pretty big week. Right now. So, I am Mac, Disfatt-Bidge, for those that don't know, or just tuning in. We got some people from California downloading our episodes down in Texas. Hello to you guys. Happy Halloween. Happy Week 8 of fantasy football coming at you. You could follow our socials at Just a Tip, FFP, so you keep up to date with injury updates and everything, and you can watch us on YouTube at Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast, and listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon. Be much appreciated. We hope our tips lead to victory. Man, that was a tough bye week last week, man.
Oh my God.
I thought I was doing well. Oh, I did do well, considering. But I was up by 52 points against the kid I coach. I'm like, I got this, no problem. He had Kamara and DK Metcalf. And he beat me by like 3.5 points. I'm like, son of a bitch, man. So,
I hate when it's close.
Yeah, good job,
That's
Jadis,
worse.
man. Yeah, that was good. But then Kamara won me a different league. But I had Lockett, too. So I was like, can't Lockett get some freaking points for once? But more on that later. For this week, we're going to get into this episode, rather, we are getting to Week 8. AFC starts and sits, so any AFC hosting game. We're just going to give you our tips regarding all those topics for every matchup, and give us a comment in the episodes with your own start and sit questions. We'll try to help you out. I know Kevin's been interacting with us, and some other folks out there. Some poking fun at me, but it's all right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Dearness Johnson call, that was a bad one.
It's not the call that you made. You just said you weren't,
I was just going to outbid everybody for him. But
exactly.
A move like you did, picking him up after waivers cleared. Perfect.
Yeah, I
totally
got
good.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Still didn't play him.
I wouldn't
play him. That was pointless to play him versus Denver.
Yeah.
Made no sense.
It's all right. We got Nick Chubb coming back, though, off an injury, but we'll get into that with our news. What do you want to do? Tip, flip, or flop, or news first?
Let's just jump to the news real quick.
All right. We'll get into the news here. I really need a better time for news. So, Week 8 buys here. We don't have Haynes with us. I don't know if I mentioned that. If you can't notice by not hearing him or seeing him. It has been a crazy storm up here in New England for those that are not from around the area. And he's out of power. He ain't got no juice. So, instead of poor quality on the phone and stuff, take care of your family, man. It's quite all right. We'll handle it. Hopefully he can help us out with the next one and give you his tips, or his one tip. He only really is good for one tip each week.
Yeah. Don't overdo it.
Yeah, no, we don't want too many. But anyway, so I'll get into my briefs for you, the audience out there. I'm not wearing any.
That was brief.
That was very brief. Yeah, Baltimore Raiders are on bye next week, or this week. Excuse me.
Correct.
Trade rumors, Deshaun Watson to Miami. Those are still heating up. So if you want to pick up Watson, put him on your bench if you have a spot after the trade deadline on Tuesday, November 2nd at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And that doesn't happen, he ain't playing this season, so you can drop him. Regan, are you picking him up anywhere?
I don't know if I can because I don't have the room for him in a lot of my benches. I've already planned accordingly compared to this. But news did come out yesterday about them not putting him on the list. I forget what the
Commissioner exempt list. Yeah.
Correct, because they just don't have enough info on it. So necessarily, he probably will be able to play right away if traded. So that's the only reason why I would pick him up if you do have the spot. Why not? If you hate him as a person, that's cool. But we won't get into that.
I mean, it's all alleged.
Correct.
I think we said it back at the beginning, or I did. I just want them to handle it. Put them on the list. Take care of it. Like, stop with the distraction. Yep. Deal with that stuff off the field. And we're not legal experts.
Not even a little.
Not even attempting any law and order educated guesses. I'm all set with that. So, moving on. Austin Eckler seems to have a hip injury that just occurred today. He was the only one of the Chargers team to not practice today. Definitely something to monitor, so follow us at Just the Tip FFP on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and we'll try to keep you updated on that. If you want to pick up a handcuff, if you have him, or you have another pivot option, that's cool. But a handcuff, Justin Jackson, Joshua Kelly, or Larry Roundtree. I would tell you which one to pick up and start. But, of course, I'll tell you that one and I'll be wrong. So I'm hoping you have somebody else to go. But this, Regan, I meant to look up his roster percentage. David Johnson. Mark Ingram was recently traded back to the Saints. He's going back there. So David Johnson is going to be getting all the work. And he is 40% rostered. So get a good chance at getting him. And I say all the work. Philip Lindsay really is not doing much either. So I think instead of picking up one of those handcuffs, I pick up David Johnson.
Definitely. And I picked him up in 2 already.
Did you?
2 leagues.
Yeah.
So definitely a great call.
Yeah. I see him available out there, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm set.
Yeah, don't drop something crazy like we said last week with the bye weeks. Just because somebody has the opportunity. If you can, do it up, but don't destroy your team for it.
Like, if you have Latavius Murray, who's out on bye right now, I would drop him for David Johnson.
Oh, definitely.
Somebody like that. Or, I don't know, Curtis Samuel, a receiver that's coming off IR, but he might not do well. Go ahead and do that if you need a running back.
Definitely all Baltimore running backs. You could just drop
all
and grab him.
But you know what team could use some help picking up some guys on their own in reality is the Giants. So Saquon Barkley, Kadarius Toney, and Kenny Galladay did not practice today. Just avoid all of them. I wouldn't even start any of them if they're good to go. All right, game time decision. Like if we'll see what the report is tomorrow on Friday. But I'm trying to avoid them all. But Sterling Shepard, you can play him. He looks like he'll be good to go. But maybe it's a good time to trade for Saquon if that team, that manager is desperate, and you can give him a good, decent piece, and then Saquon can help you down the stretch. I don't know, kind of risky. Do you have Saquon anywhere?
I don't, because I was afraid of this exact instance. But I definitely agree with your thought on trading for him right now. They're not the Giants suck.
They do,
but not that bad. Like they've looked all right. I've been pretty impressed considering. And they get Saquon back. I feel like he'll definitely have a good workload as usual.
I would think so, as long as he gets healthy. But yeah, it was just first round pick. No, and then I knew this was going to happen. So it was all set with that. But the rest of the news is a lot of limited players or weren't practicing. But we'll get into notable guys in the matchups for you for the AFC. This episode, and then NFC the next episode. So we'll try to go into that. But we had some questions on our Instagram about guys who we might trade or trade for. So, Regan, let's get into tip, flip, or flop.
Alrighty, guys. So this is somewhat of a newer segment. So tip, flip, or flop. Tip your hat. Obviously, you want to say, hey, great job picking them. Flip you flip them in a trade. Get rid of them. Make something out of them. Flop, and then just flop them to free agency. So the first name we'll get to is, you already said this one, Tyler Lockett.
Mm-hmm.
Are we tip flipping or flopping, Mac? What do you think?
So in context, if I have him, I'm tipping him. I'm keep holding on to him. I don't know if I would play him this week rather against Jacksonville. I tried not to last week, but I couldn't, and it sucks. But Russell Wilson is coming back sooner rather than later. He's making good progress, so I would tip him, and I would actually target him, trade low for him, for somebody that is struggling. Because with Russell Wilson coming back, who, funny, I picked him up. Somebody dropped him, and I was like, you have an IR spot, dude. So I picked him up, put him in.
Smart.
But yeah, the schedule, it's not too bad later on in the year. So hopefully with Russell Wilson back, it's Week 12, Washington. Week 13, San Fran. Week 14, Houston. But then it's Rams, Chicago, and Detroit for the playoffs. So, I mean, it's not totally bad. But yeah, if I have him, I'm still holding on to him because you're not going to get much for him. Because if you flip it, that I'm gonna
you're right.
that I'm gonna trade for him, I'm not gonna give up much for him because it's still a chance that he's a bust.
Yeah, so we've been hearing it everywhere the opposite way, and that's trade him away. But you're not going to get anything for him. So I really like your concept on trading for him because you're literally going to be able to get him for minuscule compared. And once get him before Russell Wilson comes back because his projection's going to be lower. The guy's going to be more willing to get rid of guy or girl. Is going to be willing to get rid of them. So definitely a good call on that one. All right, so let's jump to the next one. We got Mike Evans. Mike Evans had he's been doing pretty good as of late, but that's probably because Antonio Brown's been out. And note, Antonio Brown has been seen on the sidelines with a crutch for an ankle injury, I believe. Also, Gronk has been out. Rob Gronkowski, who is projected to play this week. So kind of taking away his end zone, red zone targets. Are you trying to tip, flip, or flop Mike Evans over here?
So with the news of Antonio Brown, it looks worse than expected, and they were saying possible IR, but they got New Orleans this week, then a bye week. And Mike Evans doesn't do the best against New Orleans, and Tom Brady definitely didn't last year at all. I don't want to because the playoff schedule, week 16 Carolina, week 17 is the Jets, and I think Tom Brady's going for the touchdown record, the number one passing offense. I don't want to part ways with him, especially if Antonio Brown can't get healthy.
All right, so I'm flipping him to you. I like it.
You're gonna flip him to me, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want for him?
Well, he's been doing so well, so I'm just kidding. I don't have Mike Evans in any leagues.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say, I mean, I can part ways with trying to think of leagues that we're in.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm saying
let's jump to the
Joe Mixon and...
Oh.
We can talk. We can talk.
See, I think Mike Evans is a perfect trade for opposite pieces. So, for like a decent running back, that's a good trade right there. So, it's all based on needs.
Mm-hmm. He is
number 3.
I'm sorry, he's the number 7 wide receiver in PPR right now. So
wow,
yeah,
flipping him for a lot.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll talk, but you don't have him.
I like
Never
it.
mind.
No, I'll trade him. Then I'll trade him
with
to
Mike
you.
Evans. We can talk.
I like it though. That's good insight though. That he's 7. I'd like to look at his per game. Let's keep going. Jalen Hurts comes in at number 3.
Mm-hmm.
So there has been some news that I've been worried about that their backup might be getting some play. Gardner
Minshew. I heard that rumor as well this week, and it's sad. It's the coaching. They want to blame it on Hurts, and he's great for fantasy. He's still basically a rookie, dude. Like, he only played 3 games last year.
Yep, and played well.
They tanked the last game, and he's top 5 QB, depending on your ranking. In Yahoo, he's like number 5, and then on Sleeper here, he's number 2. In ESPN, he's number 3. So, I brought him up because if they bring in Minshew, you're out. and you got to hope that Minshew gets hurt so he gets back in there. Yeah, hurt. So say you have a backup QB that you're good to roll with, that you can flip him. Perfect world would be Trey Lance coming back and starting, and you picked up Trey Lance late, or Justin Fields was working out, and then you could flip Jalen Hurts. That I would agree with, but I don't want it. So I'm tipping him. I have him in a lot of leagues. I'm holding on to him, and I'm gonna take the risk. But week 15, Washington. Week 16, Giants. Week 17, Washington. And if you make those playoffs, that is the sweetest schedule. Divisional games, they're going to try making the playoffs, so he's going to have to score. As long as he doesn't get benched for Minshew. So,
I like it. I literally have, so I have a 2 QB league. I have just Jalen Hurts in 2 leagues, but one of them I have Kyler Murray as my starter and Jalen Hurts as my second QB. It's been amazing. I'm in first place. And I have Trey Lance on my bench,
nice.
Ironically, you saying that. Yeah. So if he could come back, I would feel a lot better. If you do, I am also tipping Jalen Hurts, but I am trying to get a backup. Like Carson Wentz is on free agency. I saw Kirk Cousins after this bye week in one league. It's pretty, it is tough. Daniel Jones, maybe somebody's dropped. But all right, let's jump to the last 2 real quick. So I actually put these ones in. I'll answer I'm kind of going to answer this one for you. Christian McCaffrey. I'm tipping him if I'm doing well. I'm flipping him if I'm doing bad.
Yeah.
And see if you can trade him off to somebody that's doing good and they can wait on it. If I'm doing good, I'm gonna hold him and maybe it pans out and brings my team to the next level.
Yeah, if you are in a win now mode, then you have to flip him. I totally agree with that. I do have him in one league. It's a 10-team league, but I won the past couple weeks, so I was like, if I lose like one of the 2, I'm gonna have to flip him. But I didn't. So I'm hanging in there. But if you are below 500 and you need a win now, you gotta flip them for, I don't know, somebody who has that third good running back,
right?
Like a James Robinson. Say they have their first pick was Kamara, and then they got Mixon, then they got James Robinson late. They can part ways with James Robinson. You flip McCaffrey for James Robinson and like a Robert Woods, or I don't know.
Yeah, that one might be a little tight, but I see exactly what you're saying. If you can get something where you could get like a flex maybe and then a starting running back for him.
Well, I would say I wouldn't even say a flex. I would say a wide receiver 2 and a running back 1. You would have to for that promise of McCaffrey. That's what I would shoot for in redraft.
Oh,
leagues.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Why not? Shoot for it, and then worst case they can say is no and kick it down a little bit or tell them to rebuttal.
And this guy, Nick Chubb, he's coming off his ankle injury without Kareem Hunt. You don't think he's going to get all the volume? Why is he on here?
So the question is, he's on IR. If you've been doing well for the past 2 weeks or whatever with him being out, are you nervous with Baker Mayfield being out, possibly for the rest of the season? We don't know.
Kareem Hunt's on IR, not Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb didn't go to the IR.
I'm sorry. I meant to say Baker Mayfield on him being out.
I got you.
So all right. So Kareem Hunt's on IR. Nick Chubb's obviously going to get the most workload. Dearness Johnson looked amazing, which I'm also nervous about. And then with Baker Mayfield also possibly being out, that makes me a little nervous with the offense itself. So in my head, I might be trying to flip him. I just want people to know I think that's an absolutely fine way to think at this point because there's a lot of unknowns here.
Yeah, I had really high hopes for Nick Chubb, and it's not like Baker Mayfield's that great of a quarterback, dude. But he doesn't have the easiest schedule either. It's very random, but in the way the Cincinnati Bengals have been playing, and they're a tough defense, they got to face them twice. But one of them's Week 18. I'm just noticing now, but they're in the same division. But then Baltimore and Pittsburgh this week, and then Week 17 Pittsburgh. I'm looking to flip them.
Yep. All right. Hopefully my league's not listening.
Yeah. Say you're over 500 and you have Nick Chubb, flip him for Christian McCaffrey. Wait for that.
Oh yeah.
If you can do that, something like that.
Oh my God, that's a good idea.
Well, last year I traded. Robbie Anderson was going off towards the beginning, and I had Chris Carson and somebody else I can't remember, and I traded him for Christian McCaffrey because I was like, dude, you need a win, and it happened. The bet didn't pay off for me. The gamble didn't pay off, but I know I brought this up before, so I apologize. But I'm just saying, shoot your shot, man. See what happens.
Exactly.
All right. We good with that. It's hit, flip, or flop. You guys disagree? We don't care. You can hit us up. No, we care. I'm just saying it's totally fine to disagree. Hopefully you're in our league and we can try to work out a trade then. If you believe in one player than the other. So with that, we are going to get into the AFC Week 8 matchups. Leading off. I'm sorry, what?
I just said, all right.
All right, yeah. Let's get into it. What's the score of the Thursday night game right now?
That's a great question. I'm a little nervous to
have some guys going. Got Kyler Murray, got Arizona's defense going, got Aaron Jones going. That's in one league, so that sucks because if Aaron Jones does good, then my defense is doing bad. Not good.
We got a 7-7 game, my man.
Okay. Who scored? It was Chase Edmonds for Arizona.
Chase Edmonds, Aaron Jones, 2-yard rush.
Aaron Jones, nice. There we go. Captain my showdown as well. All right. LA Rams at the Houston Texans, 1 o'clock game, over under 47.5. Rams are favored by 14.
Wow.
They had that spread last week against Detroit, but Detroit covered. Do you think Houston will cover?
No.
No, not at all. All right. So starts pretty straightforward. Matt Stafford, he's another top 5 quarterback. Starting him, Cooper Kupp, number 1 wide receiver. Robert Woods, he's been trending upwards. He's number 25 on the season. So hopefully you're able to trade for him when he was struggling, hoping that it would come up. And I did. I was unsuccessful, though. Tyler Higbee, are you starting him anywhere?
At this point, with some of the injuries and bye weeks, I am.
Yeah.
Like Darren Waller's on bye, so I got Higbee in 2 of my backups, so I got him going, and I feel pretty comfortable compared.
Yeah, he's number 13. Garbage out there. He's number 13 on the year for tight ends, so he's outside that top 12. We thought he would be in it in our preseason projection. Still a lot of time left, but Houston is pretty much the worst against tight ends, so...
Pretty much the worst.
Pretty much the worst. I think they're top 3 worst against tight ends, depending on the scoring format and what site you look at. But yeah, you can play them pretty much over any of the other streaming tight ends for sure. But yeah, like I said, pretty self-explanatory. Start the Rams defense.
Oh yeah.
Darrell Henderson, he's been having a sneaky good season, man. Running back 14 on the season, and you probably got him late depending on your draft, so he's paying off dividends really well there.
And he missed a week.
And he did. With his injury history, too, I wouldn't be surprised if they get him pulled out early and Sony Michel. Are you interested in any garbage time with Sony Michel? I think if this was last week, you would be okay with it, but this week,
yes.
I don't think you really need him. DFS play for sure, though, on the cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. I do. That's a great point, though. Last week, yes. This week, I'm going to shy away.
All right. Houston, I'm shying away from pretty much everybody here. The Brandon Cooks auto start, I think that's over. He had one game in the past 4 where he scored double-digit points with 18, but that was against Indy, and they're one of the worst against pass defense. Oh, with pass defense, excuse me. One of the worst against wide receivers. The other 3 games, he didn't even break 10 points. This is PPR format. For people new to the show, we do PPR format and 6-point passing touchdown. And it's against the Rams, dude. I don't. If they're going to take their number one option away and just rip out their hearts, like, and he's pissed after. I don't know if you saw his tweet after Ingram got traded. Like, he was like, "This is a bunch of bullshit." I'm paraphrasing. I probably should have said to myself, but but yeah, he was not happy about it. So I actually look for him to be traded. Mm-hmm. So I would hold on to him. Maybe a possible reunion with the Patriots.
Don't tease me, you jerk.
I know, like, I don't want to get down with contract talk, but it's like $4 million this year and then $12 million next year. So you wouldn't want that. You would have to restructure his contract, but maybe he would to come back with Belichick. I don't know. They didn't really treat him the best. $4 million. yeah, for sure.
They do have Miami next week, and then Tennessee and the Jets. So if he stays there,
right. Bench this week.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, bench this week, and we'll revisit. I think you can play him against those defenses for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you have any interest in David Johnson? We talked about him with Ingram shipped out. He could check down passes. But it's been a while since he scored any meaningful points against the Rams. He used to be with the Cardinals, so he's faced them twice a year. And looking back, he barely breaking double-digit points. I think he had one game where he had 17 points, but that was back in his prime. He's not there anymore.
Not even close.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not starting him this week, but I'm definitely snagging him if I can. Why not? Especially over the players, like we said, like the Baltimore running backs, dropping them, and there's a couple other guys that I wouldn't mind dropping. Would you feel the same way?
Yeah, say you got like McKissick on your bench, you can drop him. Naeem Hines for some reason, or if you have a wide receiver like Rondell Moore, you're waiting for his rookie breakout. Elijah Moore, those aren't a guarantee, but this guy, he's gonna be their number one right now. Number one running back, opportunity, rush attempts. Those are king over everything. So I would roll with him. Drop one of those guys for him.
I agree with you 100% on everything except for the McKissick. I'm still keeping him. I'm worried about.
All right.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson is scary. Scaring me in general.
Yeah. I mean,
but so is the whole offense.
I was gonna say. I mean, their whole rushing attack hasn't been dominant either as well. But we'll get into that later. We don't even need to say who wins this game.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Next matchup. Who do we have?
All right, next one we got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns at 1. Over-under's 42, and Cleveland's favored by 3.5. Pretty close.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah, see, I don't know if it should be closer or should be farther. I think it should be. I think it's pretty well put.
Well, they're giving them about it. They're giving them the 3 points because they're at home. But
that's it.
Is Baker Mayfield going to play? Is that why they're?
It's Cleveland's defense. It's the only thing they have.
I guess
we don't even know if Nick Chubb's playing. But all right, let's get into it. Steelers starts obviously Najee Harris, 100% of the workload in the running game. Dante Johnson, and I think Chase Claypool could actually be a good start this week as well.
So. I'd say he's a full go.
Oh yeah. So expect what I wrote is I'm expecting the run game to be hit hard with this good defensive line from the Browns, but I don't think that's a problem with Najee Harris getting 100% of the workload and being a part of the pass game. I believe he's averaging almost 8 targets a game, so I think that's going to play right into this game versus the Browns. And this all falls into the Steelers' plan anyways because them having a great line. The Steelers throw it 66% of the time anyways, one of the more throwing throwing offenses in the NFL, and they're only rushing it the other, obviously, 34% of the time. And that's why I say Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool, even though going up against a good defense, should have a pretty good week. Because it's really the only line that they have.
Yeah, they should. I didn't want to step on your toes there, but yeah, Chase Claypool, I know it's limited, but last year he scored 18 points against them the first game, and then the last game he scored 21 points. So that's what I was saying. Full go on Chase Claypool this week.
And that was with Juju, I think, at least one of those games. So if he wasn't injured. So I like that. Obviously, I'm going to sit Big Ben. Don't trust him. You shouldn't either.
No?
Nope. Yeah. Do you not agree? Is
no,
that sarcasm?
No, it's sarcasm, but his roster percentage is pretty high still. Like, people still roster him as a backup. I don't get it.
It's strange, my man. Anyways, Browns. So starts Nick Chubb and or Dearness Johnson. Are we splitting this? I'm kind of feeling that way. I think Nick Chubb might not be a full go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jarvis Landry.
You are starting Jarvis Landry, huh?
I am. He looked pretty good in those first 10 minutes of last week until he hurt his knee. And I think with Case Keenum probably being the QB in this game, he's going to look for the short passes, and that's what Jarvis Landry does. I think he had 4 catches in the first 6 minutes of the game last week or something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
6 targets. And they already said his knees should be good to go. He said he feels good. And he's definitely going this week, so I'm playing him if you got him, if you have to. Obviously, like I grabbed him actually on a couple waiver wire. Free agency lists.
Yeah.
These past 2 weeks. I don't have to play him. I'm probably not going to just because of where they're at. But if you had him and you need to play him, I don't think he's a problem to play this week.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver 3. He's scoring double-digit points against Pittsburgh. Looking back at his brief history against them in the division. So, yeah, he's definitely a worthy flex play. I don't trust Case Keenum, so it's not like I'm like, I gotta have him in my lineup, but it's, you gonna put him or Corey Davis in your flex?
Corey Davis actually showed up on the injury report this week.
Of course
so
he did.
Not him.
Of course he did. Even if they're healthy. Both healthy? I don't know. I'm
going Jarvis Landry.
I think I would go Jarvis Landry as well.
Yeah, a little bit better upside.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to touch base quick on the Cleveland's run game. So the Nick Chubb, DeAndre Johnson, why I'm saying we should probably start or possibly can start both these guys is that Cleveland really is they lean on the run. They're 51% run, 49% pass. And this obviously bodes well for Chubb. And against the Steelers, I think and a backup QB, they need to just keep the ball in their own hands. I believe I read that Cleveland is the slowest when it comes to running plays, taking up the most time. So
really?
I'm pretty interested. Yeah, I'm pretty interested. I gotta check if that's accurate. But yeah, we saw Dearness Johnson destroy Denver last week, and it was amazing. I don't think it's going to be the same case versus Steelers. I think they're going to be a little bit more stout, but we'll see. So, and then, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah. All right, and then sits Baker Mayfield or Case Keenum. I don't really care. Sit him. And then I'm sitting OBJ. I believe he is going to play, but he even said last week, after the game, he's like, what was his exact words? I hope to be questionable.
Decision.
Oh, yeah. I hope to be a game time decision.
Yeah.
And then he played for a little bit, re-aggravated it, and then it was like, I just wanted to be there for my team. Like, well, you weren't there for my fantasy team.
Yeah.
So
I dropped him.
Yeah, I didn't draft him.
He was included in a trade to get James Robinson, and I was just like, no, I don't need him anymore. Goodbye. OBJ.
I like it. All right. So who you picking in this game, Mac?
I'm going with Steelers.
I am as well.
All right.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough one though. It's gonna be close. I think the Steelers coming off the bye though is gonna help.
I think so as well. And I have Najee and Deontay going in a bunch of places. So.
Me too.
Nice. All right. This one we got to go quicker in. Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills, 1 p.m. Over under 49.5. I'm saying we got to go quicker because it's Miami. And they are underdogs by 13.5 points. What? Buffalo kicked their ass like 35-0 last time. But that's the game Tua got hurt. So everything went off the rails then. I believe that's when he got hurt. I can't remember. It's been a long season already. Um, for Miami, you can start Mike Gesicki. He's the number 3 tight end on the year. Jalen Waddle, you can flex him, PPR for sure. Standard, I wouldn't. Tua is coming off a stellar performance against the Falcons, though. Their defense not nearly as good as Buffalo. But I don't think you can trust them here versus the best defense in the league. I think like Tannehill would be a better option. Carson Wentz, Taylor Heineke. I'm not sure with the whole drama going around Miami as well. I'm not liking it.
Good point.
And they just pissed away a win against the Falcons last week, so I'm still bitter.
Wow.
Yeah, I just don't think you can bench Gesicki even with a great defense like Buffalo. Unless, I don't know, if you have Dalton Schultz on your bench or Higbee, would you throw them in?
I think I would start Miss Gesicki over Higbee. Dalton Schultz, I'd play. I think
Dalton Schultz is going against Minnesota. He's on Dallas, so he has all those other weapons to compete with. But he's a top. Is he 6? I think he's ranked 6.
I think 6 or 7. Yeah.
So top 10.
I like Gesicki though.
I do as well. He's in a contract year as well, and
I love that.
I like those guys. Myles Gaskin, he's in every other week, man. He literally busts and then he gets double-digit points the next week with a couple booms in there. So following that trend, he's going to bust this week. Also, if he didn't have that trend, it's the Bills. He only got 8 points a few weeks ago when he faced them. So I'm hoping you have better options out there.
I hope so.
Yeah, I did hold on to him, but it's a 2 flex. It's a 2 running back and 2 flex league, so whatever. He might be a second flex, but I have T.Y. Hilton, and if he's good to go against Tennessee, then he's going in my lineup.
I like it.
All right. Buffalo, pretty obvious. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, they better go off and smack Miami and get Flores fired. Emmanuel Sanders, you looking to flex him at all?
Yeah, definitely. He's been a pretty good part of this offense.
Yeah, and definitely start their defense, if I didn't mention that already. What about Cole Beasley? He was 4 for 4 for 36 yards last encounter.
Yeah, I feel like Emmanuel Sanders. So Cole Beasley last year wasn't that good when John Brown played. Right. And they got rid of John Brown, and Cole Beasley got good. So Emmanuel Sanders pretty much just took the John Brown spot, and I'm all set with Cole Beasley.
So yeah, he needed the injury with John Brown last year,
right? And
now with Dawson Knox hurt, is he going to get those? Because it's not Sweeney. I was going to get into that. Dawson Knox is on the IR. I think he has 1 more week left. Broken hand, or maybe even longer.
I don't think they put him on the IR.
They didn't put him on the IR.
Nope. He's considered just out for now.
Okay. Because he wasn't listed, so I just thought automatically that he wasn't going. It doesn't really matter. You're not starting him. He's not playing.
Nope. Right.
Tommy Sweeney, you think that, I'll start him. Dawson Knox was a top 10, top 5 tight end. Like, no. Tommy Sweeney, their backup, he only has 4 receptions on the season, so don't go there. Yeah. Go with CJ Usama or Tyler Conklin or Mo Ali Cox if you really need a stream of tight end. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I think you can flex Beasley, but
yeah,
I really think it's going to be a Stephon Diggs and Emmanuel Sanders show.
I guess versus Miami is the only time I'd really play him in the Jets in Houston.
Right.
I could probably keep Jacksonville. Yeah.
You keep on going. Atlanta.
Yep.
Yeah. Zach Moss, Miami's terrible against the run this year as well.
Start him.
You can start him. What about Singletary? Would you flex him?
No.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
It's weird though because Singletary has been getting a little bit more looks the past couple weeks. I don't like it.
Yeah, he got 17 points against them against Miami earlier this year in week 2. But after that, he really fell off. That was at 66 snap percentage, and then it dropped to the 40s. the low 40s after that. So I just don't think you can trust them.
Oh.
All right, and
I like it.
Buffalo wins.
Obviously.
Do you want to take this one, or you want me to take this one?
You take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take that. This one's easy. I'll take it.
All right, you got it.
All right.
I need a
so
drink.
We got.
That's what I'm asking.
I know, right? So we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the amazing New York Giants at 1:00. Over under is 42.5, which is mostly just going to be Cincinnati points.
You said Giants. It's Jets.
Does it really matter? I was kidding.
They're both
of course
the same.
it does.
What are the same?
The New York Jets at 1:00. Over under is 42.5, and Cincinnati's favored by 10.5, which I think it might be low. Obviously, obvious starts for the Bengals. Joe Burrow, who's going to have an amazing game. Jamar Chase, who is my biggest regret. And Joe Mixon. Sorry.
He's my biggest regret.
Are we playing T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd? I think you said last week you're dropping Tyler Boyd. Do you still feel that?
I did drop Tyler Boyd. There's not enough room. There's not enough room for him, especially with Usama stealing long drives. Or not long drives, I'm sorry. Big plays, long plays. So they don't get the long drives. And until they face a defense that is going to make them have to move the chains and not score off of couple plays and then they're in the end zone, I don't want to start Tyler Boyd.
Agreed. I think you said T. Higgins, you probably maybe flex him at best out of those two.
So I think you can flex him. I got to choose between him and Julio. Who do I put in my flex? And T. Higgins, their number one red zone target when they're in the red zone. So I think you can. I think you can flex him. But after his injury, I don't know. He hasn't been
different.
Involved as much. I don't say he looks bad from what I've seen with my own eyes, not just looking at the stat sheet. But against Baltimore, he had 13 points. So, I mean, you could do worse.
Sorry, he just really opened it up for Chase, and I think Chase just took advantage of it when he was injured. He's just looked awesome.
And we know the Jets are going to be smart and shut down Chase, right?
If they could.
They could try.
I am actually starting CJ Uzama this week.
Good.
I am. He killed it for me last week. I think versus the Jets, he should have another decent game. At least a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a go.
He's...
Not season long, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's done well. He has 5 touchdowns on the year, and a tight end that does that. If I can tell you that a tight end's going to get 5 touchdowns within 7 weeks, you're going to be like, okay, I should probably start him. With that chance. Like, you stream him. So.
Yeah, and then the last thing I want to bring up, which you actually noted here too, was P. Ryan. Joe Mixon, I think he's going to have a great game, but they're going to be ahead. P. Ryan also stole quite a bit of work last week. I don't know if that's just because Joe Mixon's feeling a little sore or something, but I could picture P. Ryan getting some more work this week. You agree?
Yeah, Mixon had that ankle problem from that Thursday night game against Jacksonville. So, yeah, I can see P. Ryan getting some garbage time play. But, like I said, I'm not looking with Sony Michel or David Johnson. Like, I'm not looking to get him into my lineup, but he's an okay play.
Yeah, when we give you guys these random players, it's like life or death options or DFS. you know, like
it's bye week,
win or lose,
bye week filler or injury filler.
Yep,
type thing.
Nobody's dropping Lamar Jackson or Mark Andrews this week, and you had to play P. Ryan. You do it. Always try to plug somebody in though and try to win that game. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would you like McKissick? Would you play P. Ryan or McKissick?
Oh my goodness. You're gonna put me on the spot. I don't remember. Oh man. I'm gonna play McKissick. Really? Just for the passing downs.
Okay. Is there anybody worth talking about on the other side of the ball?
The only player I even want you guys to even think of is Michael Carter. been killing it lately. Tevin Coleman's out again this week, so that leads to a lot more carries. And Jamison Crowder. I don't know if you have to play him this week, but I definitely, like I said last week, Joe Flacco is going there. If he becomes a starter, Jamison Crowder was quite relevant with him, and I think he would be a good stash and play when he takes over.
Yeah, I don't think Joe Flacco will start.
He's not.
He's not this week, right? But I think they have a Thursday night game the following week. So look for him to start there. So if you're feeling frisky to throw in those guys next week, but we'll touch on that some other time.
I like.
But yeah, Michael Carter, his snap percentage was 72 last week, and I mentioned a few weeks ago before their bye that it has to get above 65% for him to be a worthy start. He had 8 receptions, 67 yards. I can see him getting involved like that again.
Oh yeah,
better play than Samaje Perine, I think.
100% play. I'm starting Carter this week.
Right on. Next matchup.
We don't have to.
Tennessee Titans at Indianapolis Colts, 1 p.m. Over under 51. Colts 1.5 favorites, which I'm kind of surprised about, dude. I don't understand, but
it's close though.
It is home close. And they only got the 3 points for home favorite thing. So anyway, automatic start. Derrick Henry, the King, AJ Brown, boom game last week. You start him. Hopefully he's not having any fast food. Ryan Tannehill, if you must start him. They do have the worst passing defense, so you can. Julio Jones wasn't spotted at practice today. Excuse me. So I don't know if you can trust him yet. Keep an eye on that. He's getting that veteran treatment, and then he's still hurt. So I don't know how to read it. He's been quite disappointing though for you. So hopefully you didn't draft him in a bunch of leagues. So he's probably just a bye week filler from here on out, right?
Yeah, honestly, I think he might be able to turn it on later in the season when it really matters for the actual team itself.
Right.
So I'm definitely not a drop candidate.
No.
Trading, I think it's going to be too much because people are going to want to get something for the name. And if you have him, I think it's just something you wait on. Sadly, you probably got him as your third wide receiver, and it's not panning out.
I got you. Yeah, so say if you got like Marquise Brown on a bye week this week, I think you can throw him in.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to start probably T. Higgins over him, or Kadarius Toney if he's good to go, maybe. But that's a Monday night decision, so I really don't want to mess with that either. But anybody else on the Titans you can think of to start?
No, just Derrick Henry.
Colts, Jonathan Taylor. He's finally turning it on for the past few weeks.
He ended up on the injury report today.
Everybody's on the injury
report,
man.
Oh,
I know.
You keep going. I'm gonna look this one up.
Yeah, it's fine. I was mentioning how some people were popping up on it, did not practice, or were limited. It seems to be a trend for Thursday nights. For Thursday's practice, just to give them a rest day type of thing. So just keep it monitored.
It's getting annoying.
Yeah, it is.
It's getting really annoying.
It really is. Michael Pittman, huge game last week. 4 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Carson Wentz here. So when we were doing our notes on this stuff, I actually dropped Tannehill because I was going to start him, and I'm looking at Carson Wentz, and I'm like, he's trending better, dude. 4 games in a row, scoring over 20 points and throwing 2 touchdowns in each one of those games. So, yeah.
I picked him up for the same reason.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Look at his schedule here. He has Tennessee, then the Jets, then Jacksonville.
That's why I picked up their defense as well 2 weeks ago.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him this week, though. But
No.
Okay.
I have 2 defenses, which I normally never do. But once you get a little bit later in the season, I think it's a must, once in a while.
Right around this point, I started looking ahead, and I'm rotating 2 defenses.
Once in a while.
T.Y. Hilton, if he plays, I'm putting him in my flex. He's a wide receiver 3. Sitting Nyheim Hines and Pascal. Nyheim Hines, they're trying to get Marlon Mack featured, but they don't give either one of them enough touches to trade Marlon Mack, so it makes no sense. Who's winning? I'm sorry, go ahead. Please.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wanted to ask you about Marlon Mack. Are you grabbing him at all?
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed him in one because I just had an open spot this week. And I was like, well, the trade deadline's literally next week, so let's see.
If you have a deeper bench, that's fine, but where is he going to go where you're going to play him? Philadelphia? The Raiders?
Maybe not even that.
Seattle? Like, that's the thing. Like, where's he going to go?
All right, I'm going to drop him.
I mean, if he's deep enough bench, it's fine.
I was overthinking it.
It's just what will be his opportunity wherever he goes. Miami? They just lost Malcolm Brown to the IR, so maybe they'll do that. Exactly. You don't want that. Who wins this game?
I'm all set with that, too.
Keep rolling with the Titans, or are you going Colts?
Oh, man, who did I pick? I'm going to say now, I'm going to go Titans.
I'm not picking against them anymore after what they did to the Chiefs.
I'm going to go Titans. Yeah, and I just want to know, Jonathan Taylor, it's a rib injury that popped up today. He was limited at practice, but it says that he should be
I
good to
wouldn't
go
either.
for Sunday.
Are you worried about
so
this
I wouldn't
next
worry too much
here?
about that one.
But
you think I would be?
Ooh, okay.
But I'll just say it right now. Patriots are winning this game. I am picking... it's going to be tough, so we'll jump right into it. Patriots, New England Patriots, versus LA Chargers at 4:05. Over-unders 49. Chargers are favored by 5. First off, I don't think that happens. Patriots, starters, really, Damian Harris, probably one of the biggest starts, I think. Jacoby Myers and Hunter Henry. So, Damian Harris, the Chargers are ranking... I believe last against the run, so Damian Harris should have a big game. Well, of course, as long as they don't healthy scratch him like they have to Stevenson like 8 times this year. But definitely play Damian Harris. Jacoby Myers, like I've been saying, is the only wide receiver that gets constant PPR points. The other guys have been looking good, but I'm nervous to play them. And then Hunter Henry has 4 touchdowns in 4 weeks. Also playing him.
Even though they...
and a revenge game. Like yeah, you're playing him.
Wanted the money.
Gotcha.
Really? Think they're just going to run all over?
Sitting Mac Jones. Honestly, the Chargers, I think they have one of the fastest play per minute or whatever it is, time in between plays. They have one of the fastest, so they're very quick to the whole line. A lot of no huddle. So I think the Patriots are probably going to have to keep up the pace with them. And I'm just nervous about him being a little overwhelmed. I think he's going to have a great game, but I could picture a pick at least for this game, which I'm not a fan of. But if the Patriots can handle the game, this is what the Patriots do. They'll handle the game and go against or take advantage of the other team's worst aspect, and that is the run game. Run defense, that is. So they're just going to run it, waste out the clock. He'll throw those random passes when he has to, hopefully a couple Hunter Henry touchdowns.
I just want to say, Brandon Bolden.
And that's for the Chargers. Go ahead, Matt.
PPR guy out of the backfield, James White now.
Yeah, you know what? So I've been saying it for weeks that I just absolutely despise him. Last week, he actually looked fast. Visually, looked fast. Maybe he's getting his sea legs back underneath him or something like that. I don't know.
Just to hold on, just to see what he'll do.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? Like, I should have picked him up
I
over
think
Marlon
Kendrick
Mack.
Bourne's a worthy flex.
So it would have been a good
his snap percentage. Yeah, his snap percentage is just like hovering around 50%.
He has been doing well.
That. But he had 14.5 points against Dallas and then 17.8 against the Jets. So, I mean, Julio Jones or Kendrick Bourne? You going to take the bigger upside with Julio, or you want to go with the safer play, Kendrick? Okay.
Kendrick Bourne. Nope. Yeah, he's been averaging almost double digits for the past couple weeks. I'm going Kendrick. I don't like last week. Would he catch a touchdown from a wide receiver?
Right.
Like, that's the stuff that gets me nervous. Like, I don't think that's going to be happening all the time. So, and the week before that was that crazy pass from Mac Jones in overtime or to make overtime. So I just get nervous with those plays and then really pertaining to actual
the better side
value.
of the ball. Who we got? Yeah.
Ooh, the Chargers. We got obviously starts Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, and Austin Eckler. So, exactly. I'll get into that. So, like I said, the Chargers are one of the fastest NFL teams between plays. So the Pats have also struggled big time in the secondary. So I definitely picture studs like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Hopefully Keenan Allen gets a touchdown.
I traded Justin Jefferson for Keenan Allen and Jalen Waddle because I needed a bye week filler last week. So that's why I got Waddle, and I was like, I think Keenan Allen's gonna boom. So I hope you're right too. So
I like it. I like it a lot. I think Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, they eventually going to have to shut him down a little bit because he has been wild, and he has been slowing down. Keenan Allen definitely should be getting some touchdowns. They can't be shutting him down that long. And then I like Waddle will be great at flex. I think we talked about this before, but I definitely agree that's a decent trade. That's okay. Anyway, so like I said, the Pats have been doing not the best versus the pass. I think they're around 16th worst at this point the past couple weeks. So that obviously Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and even Austin Eckler, if he plays, will have a great game. And now I say if Austin Eckler plays, it's because we brought it up in the beginning of the news that he showed up on the injury report with a hip injury
he did not practice.
He was the only one not to practice, I believe, Mac.
A little bit nervous for it.
So, yep. So I looked. In the meantime, I looked at their
backups.
What do you call it? Their depth chart in general. Now, Eckler's first, and I always thought it was
Justin Jackson.
Why am I zoning out?
Yeah.
Either way, it's Joshua. Justin. I always thought it was Justin Jackson. But Joshua Kelly came up as the next guy up. But I've also seen Roundtree as being playing well. So I don't know who I would pick up in this team for this game.
I would pivot to David Johnson.
Do you have one you're leaning to?
I don't want any one of these handcuffs.
I like it. I would agree with you as well.
Yeah. See, I'd rather do that.
I'd rather play Bolden than one of these backups.
Justin Jackson has had more of the boom games, like double-digit points, like 17 against Denver last year, 10.5 against Jacksonville, New Orleans. He had 14.5. So if he gets opportunity, he can do something with it. But he didn't have the best camp either. But it's been a long way since then.
No, and
I
think Roundtree is Roundtree a free rookie?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember seeing him last year. He's probably wicked old.
He's
probably
22.
like 35.
So he is a rookie. You're right.
But
who am I thinking?
Thanks.
I don't know.
Everybody gets lucky once in a while.
Probably Justin Jackson. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Probably Justin Jackson. So that's pretty much it. I think this is going to be a very close game, and I think the Chargers by 5 is too far apart right now. I picked the Pats. Who you thinking? All right.
Next
Okay,
matchup,
Miami fan.
Washington against Denver Broncos, 425, over under 44. Denver favored by 3. Starts, you can start Taylor Heineke, I guess, if you want. I'm kind of off the boat right now. He was good streaming, but the good thing is he chucks it to his best player, Terry McLaurin. So start him. Antonio Gibson, the Broncos defense was exposed badly last week against the Browns with their run defense. So I'm sure it's going to keep trending that way. Antonio Gibson, though, he's been iffy with his injuries. So that's why you're saying you're going to flex McKissick here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not flexing, but I'm not dropping. I'll flex if I have to, but I will not drop McKissick because I think Antonio Gibson
last year
eventually is
with
going to miss some time.
And now he's dealing with shin and ankle and stuff. So, yeah, you might have to hold on to him. McKissick there. Ricky Seals-Jones, I guess he's not the best play against Denver. So you should look to pivot, but would you rather play Usama, I'm guessing? Gesicki?
Yep, definitely. At this
Hunter
point.
Henry?
Yep.
Yeah, Hunter Henry. Yeah.
Hunter Henry,
definitely.
Yes. I saw that you talk.
That's about it for Washington. Denver, the only guy I can really think of is Cortland Sutton. I'm starting him. Teddy Bridgewater, low-end starter. Washington's defense is pretty bad. So if you think the receiver is going to go off, you can start him. But I think you can get better options out there. Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams. When will one of these guys just take over, dude? When are they just going to be the running back one role? I know. It's a little slight edge to Melvin Gordon, but Javonte Williams, I think the era is coming soon. So if you can trade for him now and stash, I would do that. Jerry Jeudy, he's expected to play. He's expected to start. So are they going to ease him back in? I think you made it this far without him and you're not desperate. You can wait and see. But say you need a boom play, I guess you could start him against a bad defense. So, but that comes to I guess Julio's our barometer right here in our flex play. It's like Robbie Anderson, Julio, T. Higgins. You got to start Jerry Jeudy.
Coming off a broken foot is pretty sketchy. I've done it twice, and coming back from it it's like you just get nervous. So you're not going to be full speed. You're not going to be complete cuts yet.
Okay.
On that note, I'd probably play Julio over Jerry Jeudy. But if you were able to snag him in the meantime and you didn't draft him, good for you.
I just picked him
awesome because a lot of people dropped him.
He's in my
I thought he was going to be out way longer.
Just this week. 10-team league, though. It's a 10-team league.
Just this week? That's awesome.
Oh, okay. I got to make room now.
Yeah, take advantage. Throw him out. Perfect.
So, all right. Are you?
Yeah. I'm definitely playing Teddy too. I think if I can, like this week, I have Lamar Jackson out, so I actually have to play Heineke. But if Teddy Bridgewater was on the free agency list or whatever, I'd probably play him over him.
Yeah.
No. Versus the Colts, maybe.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay. That's good.
Yes.
All right. No, I'm not going with another one. Next matchup.
I was going to say, you don't say another one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Who's winning?
I don't know. Guess I'll go with Denver. Bounce back week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going
next
Denver
one
as well.
Last one.
All right, next one. Last one. I like it. I don't really. I love 50% of it. So the New York Giants this time at the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday at 8:20. So pay attention to those Monday players. If they're injured, don't bank on them. Over unders 52. Kansas City by 9.5. Pretty accurate. Giants, Daniel Jones, Devontae Booker if Saquon doesn't play, And Darius Slayton, it looked. I saw
okay.
that Sterling Shepard might be out as well. So we do need to check. We do need to look into this. Let me just get into the notes real quick. Jones, he's looked good at spots. The Chiefs are 31st versus opposing pass games. So I am excited to see him play, even though he's going to have no one to pass to. I am nervous starting him though if he doesn't get anyone. So I need somebody. Barkley, Galladay, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton. We need a couple of these guys to play to make Daniel Jones actually have somebody to pass it to. Evan Ingram, I believe, is still on the injury report, and I think they announced that he will probably be on the injury report for the remainder of the season because this is a nagging injury. I don't recall what the injury was, but I'm not playing him no matter what. Anyways, if Barkley isn't playing, I think Devontae Booker, that is a good start. The Chiefs have let up 10 touchdowns and are allowing 4.7 yards a carry in the first 7 games of the season. So I think it's a good start.
Sterling Shepard, he's questionable. All these guys are questionable from what I'm reading. But he says he's feeling good, Sterling Shepard.
Too?
But it looks more like Kenny Galladay will be out. Darius Toney most likely will be out. Darius Slayton, he is... I don't see a question mark on his thing. Nope. So he looks like he's good to go. Yeah.
Nope.
He missed 3 games with a hamstring injury.
You might be able to find him on the free agency.
Look for him to be rested, and they're going to need him. So it's a favorable matchup for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with nobody there. So pay attention to those guys. A couple of these guys will probably be out in your free agency.
I see
I'd
him
probably
on the
stay
waiver
away
wire.
from Kenny Galladay. He just hasn't been there.
Right by him.
But do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got him in one league, and I just haven't had the balls to drop him.
Because they haven't dropped him.
So, no cojones over here.
Just kidding. We know that's not true.
What? That was just rude, my man.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, the Chiefs, the better half of this matchup, starters, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Darrell Williams, Mecole Hardman maybe in flexes.
Maybe.
I'm fine with.
I don't really want to, but...
Yeah. I'm actually not. I'm staying away from Mecole Hardman, but I think worst case, you throw him in your flex. I know I'll get into it, but Tyreek Hill does have somewhat of a calf injury. Or quad. I'll get into it. But either way, if he isn't 100%, he might be a good stash. Force flex. But let's look into this game. So let's look into Mahomes bouncing back this week from a horrible game versus the Tennessee Titans. It's Mahomes. Do not be afraid to start him. This is going to be a definite bounce back game. He's already been cleared from the concussion protocol to play. Just go for gold. Hill does not sound scary to be a start this week, but his quad is. So that's the problem. So this has obviously been lingering since around week 5. He hasn't had like a real boom game. Hasn't had a 100-yard game since like week 4. So I hope to see him getting healthier. Maybe take advantage of this mediocre Giants defense. And if anyone's going to, it's going to be him. The guy is amazing. He's just so fast. Any leg injury really hampers him. But he's still been decent. He's number 2 on the season still. So don't be worried about it. Travis Kelce is kind of in the same boat as Tyreek Hill, battling a couple injuries. He has been around the tight end 8 or 9, which is kind of like the end of our tight end rankings that I like to play. I mean, and obviously you've got him as the number 1. He's still the number 1. He's definitely going to be bouncing back soon. Do not worry about it. Do not trade him away. Don't be worried.
What if you're below 500? Should you trade him?
It's this whole team. They're just struggling.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do it after this game.
Because you should get a pretty penny for him. Meaning, you should have
I need
like 2 starters
for
him. There you go. You should be able to. Oh, that's
I'd
see, that's
say a
tough
running back
if, you,
one
if
and
you're
wide
trying to get
receiver
two running
two.
backs from one
That'd be
team.
like
It's going to be tight.
my goal.
There you go. Your goal. I like it. And then the last guy I want to touch on, Darrell Williams. He's going to be another good start. He's had two great weeks. But actually more than 2 great weeks. But I did want to say CH will be back in 2 weeks. Most likely coming off the IR. He should, obviously give or take a week or two. So if you're, you grabbed him off the waiver wire, go and look and see if you can trade him to CEH player, especially if they're hurting at running back. Maybe you can get, give them like, hey, you want to win now. Here's your guy. You'll have your backup for season long if CEH doesn't come back right away. And maybe you can get something from them like a wide receiver or something like that. So because you probably only have a good start with him for the next 2 weeks, like I said. So take advantage of your good active pickup.
Makes sense. Yeah, he boomed against
long.
Washington, 24 points there, and Giants are just as bad with their defense. So look for that again.
Yep.
All right. If you can, I think I'll wrap up all the matchups.
If you can.
Oh, and yeah,
obviously Chiefs.
It really is. Definitely.
One of those ones we didn't have to say.
So we've been going on a little while here. We appreciate you guys, your patience. Sorry with the storm. Not getting all of our tippers here for you. It happens. Gotta take care of family and whatnot. It's life. We all get it. Hopefully you guys understand.
Life.
If you don't, you don't have to listen to us. We don't care. Leave. Go. You're not a taker. You're not family.
You're not a tip taker.
You don't have to take our tips. You could leave. Just kidding. Don't leave. We need the support. Don't. We just want to say thank you for downloading, liking, following, subscribing to all of our platforms. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much for the support. Follow our socials, Just a Tip, FFP. And we will do the NFC episode eventually. Probably tomorrow. And hopefully have some more news, some more light to injuries for you. So look out for that. Regan, do you have any quick leftovers? Yeah. Not
really.
Yeah.
Next time a storm comes, definitely prepare.
Have a generator. I know. I always have plenty around.
Nah, I was good.
That's pretty good. Oh, a generator.
Oh, the food. I'm in a generator.
I had something to bitch about with somebody driving with traffic, but now I forget. But I did too.
I held the horn down on somebody today.
Yeah, all the time.
Were you in the work vehicle though?
I don't care. I'd send you the picture. I was driving down like one lane dirt road, bumpy roads, going to a job.
Yeah.
And there's a telephone pole crossing. I'm like, you guys gonna put a sign 2 miles back to tell me not to come down this way? Like, come on. Do your job. Our taxpayer money hard at work there.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, really. You leave it anyway. Just drop it there.
It takes 2 seconds. You go down the road at the beginning.
Something. Because they had cones at the telephone pole, but not at the end of the street. Made no sense.
Thanks. I didn't see the giant tree trunk across.
All those people working, cleaning up. We appreciate you. Getting the roads cleared. Getting us power back.
Yes, thank you.
Getting our tips out there
on the 4 hours
and on the screen for you.
It's been great.
Laying them out there for you. Like branches.
I'm glad you kept that a little
I was trying to be punny and it wasn't working.
I was like, this could go anyway.
You do too. Good night. Good luck.
Oh, good.
I totally... oh my gosh. I totally was blanking on that too.
Hey, play my drop music.
Might as well. We've all been sitting around anyway.
Let's go for gold, my man. Yes.
Yeah, really.
I play this at night just to fall asleep.
Might as well check the Thursday night game.
Oh no! I think Green Bay's winning.
4 points right now and an interception.
Oh no! Hey, Randall Cobb touchdown.
James Conner touchdown just now.
Called it.
James Conner 2-yard rush. Yeah, Randall Cobb.
Oh yeah!
Huh?
You better end this recording.
I got 15 seconds.
You better end this recording.
That's all I need.
All right. 15-13, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray interception?
He'll turn it around though, just like your mom. Good night.